Okay, so a little update. I have done some work to be able to understand how to work towards my mastery here, and I have this week's pentagrams writing out. So to make a deck of self-mastery, I've decided to put things in pentagrams to keep them easy to remember, and I have to do at least 5 a day. And so I have a template on Kavana to do that, and it's all preset colors and everything, and then I just enter in the information, and then I back it up and save it on my OneDrive. So that's the first step. Then I created a document for the breakdown of my book, and I looked at it, and one chapter is 3,000 words. There's 28 chapters. I work at 45 to 50 word per minute. It's actually going to be a little bit weirder, but just about the same time frame because I'll be talking into the phone and editing because I don't have the ability to type. So sad for that aesthetic, but I couldn't get the internet to work. I don't have internet. Not that privileged. So 28 hours is 28 chapters, 3 months for 10.5 weeks or 11 weeks, 2.5 hours per week. That's 30 minutes, 6 days a week. Totally doable. So I broke it down into what those chapters are called, and then I created a rising action between each chapter, and I used the Thoth deck to create a whole circular rising action for the book. And so what I have for that action is feeling, remembering, naming, explaining, expecting, hope. So that's about the rising action. Then your lessons, discernment, resilient, hope, divergence, and gratitude. So I'll be working through, if I do 2.30 minutes, 6 days, I should be able to work through several chapters because of that. But the point is, on a Sunday, like it is today, to lay out my writing ideas. And then I've gotten down every day so far. I've been tracking more things than just my calories and stuff. I've been tracking how much I smoke, when I'm tired, if I overheat, stress, because I've gained weight and I don't know how. So I'm thinking that something is wrong with my body, or I'm going through a phase, so I need to evaluate. So I put an extra evaluation in there after collecting all the data and assessing it last night. And then I also, added on throughout this whole extra week, assessed what I wanted to actually feel capable of doing and teaching in public. So I created my personal teaching in public plan, my personal writing my book plan, and then I experimented with camera shots for the teaching shot and the yoga shot, but not for the tea review or the DIY. So I have to do 2 more camera tests, and then I have to make sure I just created my intro, and now I have to be absolutely sure on my logo. And so I'm doing these things right now and just presetting them. And then over the last 2 weeks, I preset some Kavana templates. And then from those preset Kavana templates through an alchemic process, I then utilized them personally in my own personal Instagram. And then I went ahead and created a way to do that every single morning. And it's really effective even if I can't get Kavana to listen to me. Because I used Upsplash and I took about 75 photos that are to my niche and are excellent, and then I can use those photos in Kavana. But Kavana will not upload it because I have a 3G phone. So I tried overcoming that with going ahead and just having a week or 2 of just doing the just DIY version of that. And I'm really happy. So every day I post my mantra and card, my mantra and tarot card, Shakti mantra, tarot card, a famous quote, and then I have a picture that relates to the feeling of the frustration itself, and then, or a concern, and then the solution to it. And so then, by doing that, I know that I could actually turn those into possible questions about my business, and all the different kind of content around that. And then I know that I can ask questions on my little things. So sometimes I'll record like a little doodah or this or that or show a project. And so I decided to do either art or a project. And I created this like content design thing based on learning from a content creator teacher for small business. And I've been following it. So I know that I can do it. So I've covered the social media marketing for how that goes on my Instagram and how I decide to use Twitter as well. And Twitter for me, like, is always nicer if you have a picture. So again, I have the 75 pictures from Upsplash, and I can create a quote of my own. So I think that Twitter kind of being a self-quote thing is what I want to use that for. And then Instagram and Facebook, I can create different levels of content depending on what my business goal is for the next 3 months. And I've experimented with those particular skill sets. For me, an experimentation phase is really important because then I'm not so stressed out about every little thing that I am when I set like a particular statistical goal. So covering Instagram and Facebook was a really good idea. And then as far as ads for specific ads for like a blog or a product or something, that kind of stuff will have a different experimentation phase because I'm not at that content design level yet. So the next thing is to continue writing my book, which will take 3 months. And then I will take 3 months to build my pamphlets and my YouTube freebies. In the meantime, I think it's valuable to try to create YouTube videos on a regular basis. Again, like experimentation phases. And so I'm trying to prepare, like I said, the intro, the logo, but I'm not going to have a base website. And I'm only going to refer them now, moving on to the idea that I will have a professional Instagram and a professional Twitter, going to a professional email kind of idea. So slowly making that separation between calling myself an entrepreneur with no job and then a content creator. And so there will be a difference again in another alchemic phase between a content creator and an influencer. So that's when I build my website and my blog. I can then put on there as a base for copywriting for freelance. And so I can go from entrepreneur to content creator to influencer to freelancer, and then upgrade. There are 3 different levels of being an influencer, and then get funding and certify my business and get to a point where I'm doing some kind of product design. And of course, my number one thing is a journal because of all the things that I'll be teaching, because of how I've spent my whole life creating what I do every day. And then from there, we'll see what else we can do. I would like to create products, but I have to have income coming in, and I only need $500 extra. I know how much wholesale and everything is, and I know if I certify my business, literally enlist my business, I can apply for grants and other stuff, and I can collaborate with other people and get funding and like kind of like really show the adequacy of what I intend to do. And during that time when you get to influencer phase number 3 before you go into small business, that's when you make a business account and you save money, you put business money in the account, at least 3 months. There's a lot of things that go into the idea of getting investors, getting an actual small business going. So I recently educated myself about all that. Now I'm educating myself on Bitcoin and stocks as much as possible. It's kind of going slow now that I'm really trying to integrate all this. But I don't want this video to go too long, but that's what I've been working on, and I've been working on something every single day. Like, it blows my mind that nobody talks about how much work goes into having the idea of doing something and then slowly taking these integrated steps towards doing it. And that's ritual. That's like lifestyle changes. That's like knowing what you're doing stuff. And so far, I have never seen anyone online. I've seen people online teach different phases, but no one teach the entire thing. It just blows my mind, because then I'm thinking people are going to try to do this and they're not going to like be able to accomplish it or finish it, like, or have some kind of practicality. Like, so I wanted to make this video to tell you that it's a lot more than anyone is telling you it is. And not to feel brainwashed or sucked into other people's kind of business mentalities, because it is so personal to take your mastery and your life lessons and turn them into something. You can't be sucked into like, boss women, or get out of college, get a degree, and now we do this. There's so many like suck-ins to different societies that it would ruin the level of content design and manifestation of your business, because then you would build your aesthetic around other people's personification of professionalism. And so I think it's this psychological, societal issue, and like that goes back to the fact that nobody's breaking down all those little steps. So I just wanted to share this and put this out there because it's something that makes me feel a little bit isolated, left out, alone, because I am impoverished. I do not have the internet. I barely have clothes. I have no transportation. And I am still here.